Freeze, everybody!
All right, we're going to divide the room in half, right down the middle. This half is going to yell Drew when I point to you. This half is going to yell Freeze when I point to you. Here we go.
Drew! Freeze! Drew! Freeze! Drew! Freeze! Drew! Freeze! Drew! Freeze! Drew! Freeze!
Oh my goodness, what a wonderful energy we have tonight, gang. Oh, this is exciting. I didn't realize I had the fan base here. This is thrilling. How we doing tonight, gang? How we doing? Huh? It's Saturday. What a lovely evening. Are we celebrating anything tonight? A bachelorette party, I'm guessing. Are you guys drinking out of those penis straws?
No.
Thank God. Last show I did, there was a bachelorette party here, and they were drinking out of those penis straws. Have you guys seen those things? They were drinking out of those penis straws, and they were drinking like pina coladas. And this one lady came up to me, and she was like, "Drink it!" And she shoved the penis straw up to my face. And I was like, "No!" And she was like, "Drink it!" And I'm like, that's a very masculine voice for a woman. And then she shoved the penis straw into my mouth. I got mouth raped by a pina colada. It was, you know what, it wasn't that bad. I don't know why you women are complaining about sucking penises. They're delicious. They taste like pina coladas. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You don't see too many bachelor parties at comedy shows. You don't see guys being like, "Hey, what are we doing for Bert's bachelor party?" "Well, we're going to go out to a lovely dinner. Is there going to be sangria there?" "Fuck yeah, there'll be sangria!" "And afterwards, we'll go to a comedy club, have some goofs, some giggles, and cocktails. And then, you know what? We'll hit Wrigleyville. You know how us boys do, just throwing our hands up in the air yelling, 'Boys night out!' Then we'll puke in the street, tell each other how much we love each other, and we'll be besties for life. It'll be awesome." Oh my goodness. It's so silly. It's so silly. You know what's also silly? Gay marriage. That's an issue in this country. That's an issue. And I'm glad that I live in a country that can be an issue. Because other countries have issues like starving to death or getting eaten by lions. Both references refer to a country in Africa. Which country in Africa? I don't know. I'm American. I don't care about Africa. That being said, I do believe at no point in time when someone was getting chased down by a lion, they were like, "Oh, the idea of two consenting adults of the same sex choosing to share their life together is currently the scariest thing I could imagine. The only way I know how to conquer this fear is by eating a delicious chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. This shit has never happened. Out of 100 lion chases, that has never, ever happened. That being said, when gay marriage comes up for a popular vote in the state of Illinois, I'll vote against it because I'm married and no one did that for me. Yeah. I'll take it a step further. If gay marriage becomes legal, I demand that straight marriage becomes illegal. Oh, could you imagine the celebration in the streets? Just men being like, "Oh, we're married," and other men being like, "I'm going to the Bears game, I'm going to eat as many sausages as I can and drink as much beer because I don't give a shit about my cholesterol." It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. You know what's also crazy? Crack cocaine. I was recently on a C-tape bus. I don't like to take them. They make me feel poor. But I was on the bus, and this individual stood up, and he goes, "Can I have your attention?" And normally when someone does that, they're like, "Oh, I'm hungry, I need money." And then I have to be like, "Oh, I don't have any on me," and I'm totally lying. I'm loaded, I've got money on me. But either way, this guy stood up and he goes, "Can I have your attention?" And everyone turned and focused their attention on him, and he goes, "I'm on crack!" And then he just sat back down. That's all he did. That's all he did. Like, it's crazy. And I always get weirded out when people compare things to crack that really have no business to be compared to crack. For instance, I was at a party, celebration if you will, and there was just this delicious tray of peanut butter fudge cookies. And I said, well, doggone it, I gotta grab one of those. So I'm reaching for the cookies, and this guy goes, hey man, be careful. Those cookies are like crack. I was like, thank you very much, sir, because I don't want to eat anything like crack. And who at this party, celebration if you will, are making cookies like crack? That's so irresponsible. He goes, well, they're not like crack, but they are addictive. I was like, thank you again, sir, because I can't get addicted to anything again. I just got off corn nuts. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. He goes, well, they're not habit forming. It's just if you have one, you're going to want to have more than one. I go, well, sir, you just described every cookie I've ever had. I mean, who eats one cookie unless it's the size of 4, or if you have Parkinson's disease, it's just difficult to get it up to your mouth. Don't compare other horrible things to delicious cookies, like, hey, be careful, those cookies are like rape. And I'm like, what? And they're like, eat it, bitch! You know, women over the age of 40 that we find attractive, we call them cougars. But what do we call attractive elderly women? Well, I call them tigers, and I think that's a spot-on analogy, because from a distance they're adorable. But when they pull out their teeth, you get the fuck out of there. You get the fuck out of there. I don't know if you picked up on my set yet. It's about getting the economy back on track. And I have been doing my part. I currently teach at a school for emotionally handicapped and for CPS. Now, if you don't know what CPS stands for, you probably went to CPS. It's not a good school system. And I have the kids that they're like, we don't want, and I take them. Just the other day, I had this adorable little scrap iron of a fella started acting up in class. I was like, let's go, we need to go to the timeout room. Now, the timeout room is where we take them, let them just hit the walls and get the rage out of their system. So I take him to the timeout room, I close the door, he stands about this tall, the timeout room window is up here, he jumps up and effortlessly holds himself on the window and goes, yo, Mr. Freeze! And I'm like, yes, what is it, Jamiroquai? He goes, you's a Pinocchio-ass looking motherfucker! And I was like, thank you very much, Jamiroquai, because for years I've been trying to pinpoint, what kind of motherfucker am I? It's nice to know that I'm a Pinocchio-ass looking motherfucker. I got him calm, I took him back to class, he's sitting at his desk calmly, and I look over at him, and he's just coloring his fingers blue, just coloring them blue, and then he just calmly puts the cap back on the marker, looks at me, and just goes, oh, fucking shit, and starts throwing desks. I take him out in the hallway, he starts sucking on his finger, like this, I'm like, stop it, that's gross, and then he just goes, and airbrushed the entire room blue, including me. And then he just looked at me with blue all over his mouth. And he goes, I just turned you into the Blue Lagoon, you Pinocchio-ass looking motherfucker! Guys, that's my time. I'm Drew Freeze. I'm a Pinocchio-ass looking motherfucker. Thank you very much.